Okay, hopefully that fixed the problem. I am so sorry. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. I have no idea what happened. The internet just decided it just didn't want to work anymore for a little while, and then I had to reboot Streamlabs. So sorry. Turns out I had to create a new stream. So hopefully you guys can find us all again. We were having so much fun there for a minute, and then stupid computers had to ruin it. So give me just a second here. Let me get back to the new stream so I can get chat again. Let's figure out what the heck I'm doing here. Sorry. All right. Looks like we're back up and running again. Hopefully, that's the last of our problems. Thank you so much to everybody that sent me a note that said something was going wrong. And Beverly, since I was there, I went ahead and approved your Facebook. So welcome to the group. Hopefully, you're able to catch it again. Yeah, the orange. I don't know what's going on with the orange. One of these days I will figure out what is wrong with this orange. We'll figure it out. But let's see, it looks like a couple of people have found me again. So welcome back. So sorry. So all right. So let's try this again, shall we? At least for now. We'll see how long this lasts. All right. So we were 1, 2, 3. We were sewing up row 4. We were chatting about all kinds of things. I don't even know what we were chatting about anymore. Somebody remind me. I'm sorry. Beverly says, okay, thank you. Welcome back, Beverly. So glad you found us again. Sorry about that. I would love to see pictures of whatever it is you're working on our Facebook group. Just make sure you go over there and post pictures. We love seeing them. Hopefully everybody else can pop back in and say hello again. That was weird. But, you know, it is what it is. Okay, Streamlabs is back, so that's good. Gotta love technology, right? It's supposed to make things easier. All right, so let me go ahead and finger press row 4, and then we will get on to row 5. Turn the iron back on so it's nice and warm. The last message I think we saw was that, forgive me, I'm not sure who it was, but someone was working on, I think it was Snow Bunny, was working on a double wedding quilt, and I was mentioning how that's something that I would love to try to make someday. Threads everywhere. So hopefully she can find her way back here. We can talk more about that again. So sorry about that. That hasn't happened in a while. But at least I was able to get it fixed this time. The last time that happened to me, I wasn't actually able to fix it. We had lost our internet entirely. So I'm just grateful that we were able to fix it. Marie, good morning. No, Marie, don't worry about being late. You missed all the fun, though. The stream dropped out on us, and so this is actually our part 2. But no, not a problem. No need to apologize for being late. I'm glad you're here. You know, as a reminder, the stream is always available afterwards, too. So if you miss it, you can catch up on it later. But thank you for joining me. We've got a bunch of new... a couple of new subscribers that have joined us this morning. Beverly is one of them. Snow Bunny is another one. Really excited. Yeah, Marie says, "Oh no, yeah, it was fun. It was fun. Hopefully it's all fixed now. Hoping, but we'll have to wait and see. We're finishing up our yellow brick road. We've got 4 rows in so far. I'm just finger pressing up the rows and pulling out all of my lovely strings. And then we'll work on row 5. As long as, you know, I'm like checking every 10 seconds the connection to make sure it's still working. Marie says, me too. And Marie says, that's awesome. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Ugh. Well, that was exciting. And again, with the terrible color, terrible lighting, I don't know what's going on. One of these days I will figure this out. I'm still working on it. So just make sure if you can, follow us on Facebook so you can actually see pictures of what the quilt is supposed to look like. I don't know how to fix it. Vicky, welcome back. Thank you for finding us. Welcome back. Teresa Louise says, hi, Danny, you're back. Yes, I am back, Teresa Louise. Thank you for finding me. Sorry about that. Gotta love technology, right? Oh, Lord. But thank you for coming back. I really appreciate all of you coming back. Hopefully our problems are over, but you just never know. So we'll have to wait and see how it goes. We'll have to wait. But we did finish row 4, so that's good. We'll just keep going until, the internet lets out again, So Marie says, hi, Teresa. Hi, Vicki. Yes, everybody's saying hello. I'm so glad you guys made your way back. Haven't seen Snow Bunny pop in yet. Hopefully she can find her way. We enjoyed talking to them. I'm assuming a she. I shouldn't assume those things. I apologize. But hopefully they find their way back. We were having a good time chatting about all the projects we're working on. And then stupid internet, Stupid internet. Vicki says, hi, Beverly. Everybody's saying hi again. That's great. Glad I have such a welcoming group of folks following me. I appreciate that. All right, clue 5. So let's go ahead and get this one ironed up, ready to go. Teresa says, I have internet problems all the time, so no big deal. Well, I appreciate that, Teresa. My internet is actually really reliable. So when I do have issues, it's like, oh my God, what just happened? Because we actually have I don't have Comcast. We have MetroNet. I'm not sure if that's something by you guys or not, but it's actually a wired internet, so it's extremely reliable and super fast. But if for some reason, every once in a while, it just decides it wants to crap out on you. And when it does, it's like, oh my God, what just happened? Because I think I can count on one hand how many times it's gone out this year. I mean, it's super reliable normally. So, but I'm just glad you guys all found your way back. Thanks so much for being patient with me. It's a perfect example of why having that Facebook group is a great thing. So I was able to quick hop on there and to let everybody know I was having issues and I was trying to get through them. And I was able to welcome Beverly to the group. So welcome, Beverly. If you are a Facebook viewer and you'd want to join our Facebook group, just do !FB in chat. It'll give you a link. We'll get you all set up. Beverly says, at Marie, we do, LOL. All right. Well, hopefully that is the last of our problems other than the terrible, coloring. But, one day we'll figure that out. I have isolated the problem to being my streaming software for sure. I just haven't figured out how to fix it yet. Excuse me again. This is what happens when you don't take your allergy medicine the day before a live stream. Forgive me. All right, almost done with this one. Just ironing these up so they lay nice and flat for us to sew together so there's no buckling or bunching. Try not to let that happen if I can manage it. Marie says, OMG, I am still working on the patriotic cross stitch. It's a small chart, but so many stitches. I would have started it sooner if I realized it. Wasn't a quick little one at all. Well, I do some cross stitching myself, Marie, but I found that the small ones, the small quick ones, I don't enjoy them as much. I like the really big ones that take forever. In fact, I'm working on one right now that I've been working on for a couple of years because I don't work on it every day. I excuse me, I have hiccups now. I go in spurts. It's like one week I'll work on it every day, and then all of a sudden I won't work on it for 6 months. Then I'll work on it again. I'm working on one. I've had it going for probably 2 years now, and I think I'm only quarter of the way done with it. It's a big one. I'm sorry if you guys could hear that. I was a little thirsty. So. All right. But that is actually how I started sewing initially, was through cross stitch and watching my grandma use the sewing machine. Those were the two ways I started. I remember my very first, I don't have it anymore, but I do remember my very, very first cross-stitching project was some type of Cabbage Patch Kid thing. It was the weirdest thing. It was like plastic needle, because you're a kid at the time, and yarn. It wasn't even embroidery cloth. It was yarn, so that was fun. But yeah, I loved doing that, and then my mom bought me another kit. Then this one had a real needle in it. It was a big deal. I was probably, I was probably only in third grade. So what is that? 7, maybe 7, 8, maybe 9. I'm not sure exactly how old you need to be in third grade anymore. But I was pretty young, pretty little, and I did a bunch of cross stitching until I was old enough that my grandma allowed me to start using the sewing machine. I was allowed to sit next to her and watch her and help her with things, help her thread it. But I wasn't allowed to go near the needle because she was terrified I was going to hurt myself. And of course, at that time, there wasn't as much safety features on sewing machines as there are now. I mean, if you have an older machine, you understand. When you wind the bobbin, the needle still goes up and down, things like that. So she eventually got to a point where she allowed me to start using her sewing machine to hem her pants and fix her shirts and things like that, and that's actually how I learned how to use a sewing machine. And then when I got into grade school, middle school, they had I'm dating myself here, but they had a home economics program that was sewing and kitchen, and cooking, which, nowadays that's probably frowned upon, but at the time it wasn't. And that is where I learned my true love for sewing. I knew it was something I always knew it was something I enjoyed, but I'd never realized just how much I really loved doing it until that class. And that was in 6th grade when I actually started making projects on the sewing machine. Before that, it was always either hand sewing, crocheting, yes, because I know how to crochet, and the cross stitch stuff. So that's my little story. I'd love to hear about yours. Okay, we are starting row 5. And we're trying not to stress too much about the seams matching up. I'm just trying to do the best I can. This is a scrappy quilt, so not all the seams are going to go the same direction. And, some of the fabrics are not going to meet up real well either, or they're going to meet up too well in some cases. But I think it's going to be okay. I tried to do what I could when I was making the blocks to not try and put all the same fabrics together, and even when I was putting the rows together, I tried to do that. So hopefully we won't have too many big sections of the same colors. But I got to tell you guys, I'm really loving all the different varieties of blocks and the different directions they're going, and I'm just loving it. It looks so pretty. It's looking, again, I know the color is just terrible. I know, I'm sorry, but the pattern looks really cool. I'm really liking it. Beverly says, oh, wait, Marie says, I do those too. I started a Scarlett O'Hara and a Rhett Butler for full coverage 2 years ago for my daughter. I still have a third more to be done, maybe by her next birthday, 2023. Fingers crossed. I'm totally with you. I am like, yeah, I'll finish it next year, maybe. It's like these quilts. I keep telling my kids, yeah, I'll have it for you by the time you start college. And then it was, well, maybe I'll have it for you before you graduate. Yeah, so I can totally get it. And Beverly says, I know we had home make my project with someone in apron didn't go too well, but we also had a wood workshop, so I made a gun rack that turned out great. Yes, it was home economics, arts, music, and then wood shop was one of them, and then there was like it was like a drawing, but it wasn't like art drawing. It was like architecture drawings, like with the big white tables with tip up, and then the pencils, and I just don't even know what you call it anymore. I know they don't do it on paper anymore. Now they do it on AutoCAD, and but yeah, that was one of the other classes I had to take in junior high. I don't know why they don't do that anymore. Those classes were so much fun. But yes, I did the artworking. I think I made a puzzle and the woodworking. I did a puzzle, and I think I also made a birdhouse, maybe. I don't remember. I just know I was terrified that whole class that I was going to cut a finger off. I was absolutely terrified. I still am not good with woodworking. That's my husband's forte for sure. Marie says, "Nice, Beverly," but I am glad to hear that your gun rack worked out really well. That's great. Teresa says, "Home economics should be required for all genders. I took that class and I'm still using some of the skills." Amen, Teresa. Amen. I mean, nowadays they don't even teach kids how to balance, budget their finances, or they don't teach them how to do any of that anymore. I mean, my kids, I taught them how to do that, but still, it's like they just don't teach them real skill, at least in my opinion. And that's nothing against anyone that's a teacher in this environment. I understand that their hands are tied. They're given a curriculum, and that's what they have to teach. So I totally understand that. And we have a lot of family members that are in the education industry. So I totally understand, and this is no offense to any of them. So, but I agree with you. They just, in my opinion, they don't teach kids real life skills anymore. They just don't teach things like that, and it floors me. We have a lot of college students that come to work for me in my office, and some of the skills that they're lacking are, to me, they're just common sense skills, but they're not common sense to these kids because they were never taught these things. It just floors me, just absolutely floors me. Marie says, "Agree, Teresa. I loved home ec. Yep, home ec was one of my favorites. Yep." Beverly said, "Oh, I'm missing some. I'm sorry." Vicki says, "In school they took out sewing and cooking classes, and girls weren't allowed to do workshop or car shop." Vicki, I agree with you. Now, my daughter did take automotive. She was allowed to take the automotive classes through high school. She took 4 years, so I'm super happy for her for that. So at least she's allowed to do those things now. At the time, I'm sure she wasn't. But that's good to know. And Marie says, "Agree, Teresa. I loved home ec." Teresa says, "I loved art class. Took it every year. I was teacher's aide for 2 years." Teresa, me too. I loved the pottery, the clay, working with the clay. I still have some clay projects somewhere in my house. I'm not sure where they're anymore, but I still have some of those. That was one of my favorite classes. That and home ec, of course, was one of my favorites. Oh Lord. Beverly says, we had Carl shut up also. I didn't mind getting my hands dirty. I think she meant car shop. Okay, she just deleted it. I think she meant car shop. We'll wait for her to rewrite that one. Let's see what she said on that one. That's funny. But yeah, I agree. Home ec was one of my favorites. I took every sewing class they offered in school at the time. Beverly says they do not have any of that in school nowadays. No, they don't. No, a lot of schools have taken a lot of that stuff out. Now, my daughters were lucky. They still had home ec, or not home ec. Listen to me. They had automotive. They still had the automotive classes, but they didn't have any more sewing classes anymore. nowadays they call them fashion, something about fashion. Tony was able, my daughter Tony, who's been on the channel before, she was able to take a couple of sewing classes before they took them out of the curriculum. So she got some junior high stuff, and she might have gotten 1 or 2 classes in high school, but not a lot. Taylor, like I said, she took a lot of automotive classes, which I thought was great. I kind of wish both of them would have taken automotive classes, but that's okay. What did I just do? You guys, I literally just sewed this up to the wrong side because I was not paying attention. Okay, so Jack gets to come out, yay. But anyway, yeah, so she got to take some classes too, but they're not like they were when we were kids. Cooking is still a class that they offer, but now it's not cooking, it's like restaurant management or something. I can't believe I did that. Why didn't anybody of you tell me? So funny. Beverly says they do not have any of that in school. No, okay, I read that one. Vicky says in cooking class I got all F's in there because I could cook the way my mom did it. There you go. Yeah, I took a lot of cooking classes myself because I love to cook. That is one of my other passions. I have many. But yeah, cooking classes. I took every cooking class they offered when I was in school. My kids, they took the required classes that they had to, but otherwise they didn't take really anything. And I just don't think they teach the same things either. It's all about managing a restaurant and customer service. It's not about the fundamentals of actually cooking, and don't get me wrong, I understand some things have changed with regards to cooking specifically, like our nutritional pyramid. It was a pyramid when I was younger. It has changed, and so that has all changed too. But the kids, I feel bad for them because the amount of things that are, the things that are being taught to them now, in my opinion, and again, this is just my opinion, are just not. They're not real life skills. Some of the college classes that my kids are taking, I'm just like, they tell me the names of some of the classes. I'm like, what does that have to do with anything? How is that even a real class? But it is, and it counts towards their major, which makes no sense to me. But I'm not in that industry, so I try not to judge. But I am allowed an opinion, I think. Marie says, "Oh no, so sorry. Here comes Jack." Yes, it's a thing on this channel. I mean, like I said, I am so not an expert, and so Jack comes out a lot. I have quite a few of them. Teresa says, "If I would have been allowed automotive, I would have taken it and shop. But back then, girls were girls and boys were boys." Yeah, I can understand that, and I think that was something that had just started to not be a thing when I was in school. Girls were allowed to take those classes when I was in school. So at least, we were moving in the right direction. Excuse me. Beverly says I deleted it. My phone is stupid. That's okay, Beverly. We understand. Not a problem. Not a problem. Marie says, same here, RE shop classes. I would have loved it if we were able. I had parents that taught us all types of life skills, hands-on. Be right back, have to take the dog out. Absolutely, Marie. I appreciate the fact that you're coming back. Not a problem. Yeah, my parents taught me life skills too. My grandma taught me quite a bit as well, But I think when I was in school, or at least when I was in grade school, I feel like the curriculum was more life skills than it was these weird education stuff. But at the same time, I get it where these schools are coming from. The people the teachers that are applying for these jobs now, they're not the same as it was before. The world is not the same as it was before. So in some respects, I get it. I also get that the school districts don't have the resources and the funds, although maybe they're not using them the correct ways. I don't know. I'm not in the industry. I can't talk about those things. I don't really know the specifics. But it is. I am sad for my kids' generation and the generations after them, just because they don't get to experience all of the same fun in school that we did. That's not to say it was always fun. It wasn't always fun. I struggled myself. I had a bit of a learning disability, and so I struggled in school. But I still got to take some really fun classes that helped, I think, keep me, basically kept me in school in a lot of ways. I mean, there's a lot of kids that dropped out in high school, and I think that had a lot to do with the fact that at that time they were starting to let go of a lot of these more entertaining classes. I mean, I understand that school is for education, but I think that there also needs to be a small level of entertainment as well, because otherwise you have to be able to keep the children's attention, you know. Beverly says, well, guys, I've got to go. I've got to take my dog to get her toenails clipped that have a few more things. So everybody have a good one, and I will see you on tonight's at Tiffany's. Beverly, thank you so much for joining me. I know this is going to be a late stream, and I apologize for that. And I do apologize for all the issues with the internet as well. But make sure you can always catch the stream afterwards anytime you want. It posts to the channel afterwards. So thank you again so much for joining me, and thank you for your subscription. It's wonderful to meet you, and I hope I get to see you again next week. Teresa says, got to go walk the dogs. I'll be back later. Okay, Teresa, no problem. I completely understand. Thank you so much for joining me. Hopefully I'll see you on your stream later. I'm sure I'm going to be here a while because we're finishing this thing today. So I'm going to be here for a little while. But thank you again for joining me. All right, so I'm almost at the end of, I still can't believe I sewed these to the wrong side. So silly of me. But, I blame the internet. The internet threw me off, and so I wasn't paying attention. Too funny. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. My gosh. So yes, home economics was definitely a class that I really enjoyed in school. It's a class that I really enjoy now. In some ways, I wish I could teach it again. I wish I could teach it as a class. I do not have a teaching degree, nor have I gone to school for teaching, but I do like teaching. It's training and teaching is something that I've always kind of enjoyed doing. That's why I thought this YouTube channel might work out for me. Even though I'm not an expert at what I'm teaching. So that's why I learn a lot as I go. But I do enjoy the teaching aspect of it. What the hell? Okay, try it again. I'll go flip this way. Apparently, we're just going to go the same direction. Whatever. I'm not going to worry about it anymore. So yeah, teaching has always been something that I really enjoyed doing. I had thought about, when I was in college myself, I had thought about going to school for teaching specifically. But I just couldn't bring myself, I didn't want that responsibility. I didn't want the responsibility of having a child's future in my hands. I don't mind teaching a single subject or sharing my expertise on a subject with someone, but having the success or not of a child, just of someone else's child. My own, that's different, but of somebody else's child, I didn't want that responsibility. And I commend every single teacher that's out there, both in our public and in our private sectors, the amount of patience that they have and the skills that they have, and it's just amazing. And let's face it, none of them are paid enough money. I mean, they're not paid enough money. They're blamed for too many things in this world, and it's just sad. But it is what it is. Okay. let's try this again. We are once again working on row 5 because I sewed it up to the wrong side because, you know, that's how I roll. This is part 2 of the stream because the first one, apparently we had some internet issues, and so I keep checking to make sure, and it keeps telling me I have an excellent connection, so hopefully it stays that way. We are finishing up our Yellow Brick Road quilt today, so this stream is probably going to go long, as it is. We already started late because I did family breakfast with my kids, but that's okay. We had a great time for breakfast. My husband made some yummy pancakes. We made some yummy chocolate chip pancakes, so those were really yummy. I might have to go out there, sneak out there and grab another one to snack on in a little while. We'll see. Next week's live stream is going to be finishing up our Olympia quilt. We had put all the pieces, we had finished the top, and I sent it off to the long arm. So now we have to go ahead and bind it up, and then we are going to... Good morning, My Quilt Projects. Good morning. Thank you for joining us. Hello. I'm sorry I didn't see you there in chat. Good morning. Thank you for joining. Excuse me. Marie says, back. Yummy. Welcome back, Marie. Thank you for coming back. Welcome back. I hope your puppies had a wonderful walk. Oh, something's happened here. I got a string stuck. Hold on. There we go. Marie, 495 symbols already. Congratulations. Looks like My Quilt Project's trying to start a heist. It should have kicked on by now. Oh, you know what, My Quilt Project, you may not have 100 symbols to risk in a heist. So if you do, exclamation point symbols in chat, it'll tell you how many you have, and that's how many you can use. It looks like you don't have any just yet, but that's okay. Wait about 5 minutes, and then you'll get some. In fact, I think I might be able to give you some. Give me just a second here. Let me try something. Well, you know what? It's just easier if I give everybody some. So let me give you some. Give me a second. Hold on. I can go over here, and I can go over here, and I can go here, and I can give everybody. I'll give everybody 100 points. It's my way of saying thank you for joining the chat. Thank you for dealing with all my internet issues and everything else. So you should have at least 100 now. If you want to try again, do exclamation point symbols in chat. Just gave 100 to everybody. Marie says, Vicky, you have a lot. Yeah, 625. That's awesome. See, I told you guys, they add up really quick. Really quick. So I think I saw, yep, Marie, you started the heist, so go ahead and get in there. You got about 5 minutes before it pulls a name. So exclamation point heist space, and then the amount of chat points you're willing to run. Marie says, oh, wow, that's so nice. Thank you. You're welcome. That heist game is a lot of fun. You earn symbols, and then you can turn those symbols in for a fat quarter. Right now, that's the only prize I've got set up. I'll have more later. You need 10,000 symbols for a fat quarter, but it sounds like a lot, but it's really not because you can earn those pretty quickly. Just a couple of live streams, and you'll have that many. Oh boy, Marie's really giving them up there. All right, well, good luck to you. Let's see. Okay, Vicky's joined. Marie, I don't know why I didn't take yours. Wonder if you already joined. Let me see. Yeah, Marie, you already joined. You joined the heist earlier for 200. So that's why it didn't take the second one. Chloe, it looks like Chloe joined too, so good luck to you all. I hope you all win. Marie says, LOL, it's so much fun. I'm glad you have a good time with it. I'm glad it's a lot of fun. I'm glad. And it's something to win. Marie says, yes. Oh, there we go. My Quilt Project has joined the hunt. Good luck to you. Good luck. It's a lot of fun. Marie says, okay, I wasn't sure it worked. Yes, it did. Yeah. Yep, it works. All right. I really need to start like moving here because we got a lot to do today. We're gonna be here forever, and I don't want to take up time for Teresa's stream. For those of you who don't already follow Teresa Louise, she was just in the chat a little while ago. It's so nice of her to join me. I'm so honored that she pops in. She has her own channel. She will be live later today, 2 p.m. Pacific. If you do ! Teresa Louise in chat, you can go follow her channel if you don't already. She is so much fun, so sweet. Maria's saying hi to. Vicky says, I'm not a gambler at all. Don't do casino. Vicky, me either. Me either, hon. I don't do it either. But the points game is fun. I found it from one of my, from another YouTube streamer that I watch for computer games, because I do enjoy computer games too. And they do something similar. And so I thought this could be something fun for you guys to play while while you guys are watching me sew, or while you're sewing along. It could be something fun. So that's why I do it. But no, I am not a gambler either. I don't see the point in that. But this is free, it's not costing you anything. You're not technically losing anything because there's no money involved. It's just some points that you're earning anyway. So it's just something fun. But no, I don't understand gambling. If I wanted to give them my money, I'll just hand them my money. Why do I need to play a game to do it? Oh, look at that. My Quilt Project. You won 150. Congratulations. Looks like everybody else lost, though. Sorry about that. Marie says, I agree, Vicky, but I will play with fake money. There you go. There you go. There you go. Oh, there you go. All right, let's go ahead and get this one finger pressed up real quick. I've just been finger pressing these so that they lay a little bit flatter when we sew up the next row. And then I'm ironing up the new row just so it lays nice and flat when we try and sew it in there. Marie says, or points. That's all right. That's all right. We knew what you meant, Marie. It's okay. We knew what you meant. My Quilt Project says, yay, yeah, first time playing and you already win all the points. Congratulations. So wait about 10 minutes. I think the cooldown is either 5 minutes or 10 minutes. It might be 5. Wait about 5 minutes and then try again. You do have to wait for the cooldown period. But that's okay, because while you're sitting here watching the stream, you're earning 10 points every 5 minutes, as well as every time you send a message in chat, you also earn an extra 2 points. So you're earning points just for hanging out with me. It's my way of saying thank you, and then that way you can turn in those points for a fat quarter right now. Redeem it for 10,000 points gets you a fat quarter, which sounds like a lot of points, but it's really not. You guys can earn, I think I've seen up to 5,000 points in one session. So, 2 live streams and you guys will have enough points. So you guys will do that real quick. If you have not subscribed to the channel already, make sure you do so. You'll earn an extra 100 points for that. And donations to the channel also earn extra points. Definitely not required. Definitely not required. Channel is free to watch. It's free to join. I have threads everywhere, right? Weird. Oh boy. I missed some chats here. I'm sorry. Vicky says congrats. Yeah, my Quilt project says I had a 1 in 4 chance. LOL. My Quilt project says your quilt top in the works is pretty. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. And Marie says, LOL, true MQP. Yes, thank you very much. I'm sorry that the colors are awful on your screen. I do not know what settings I need to change on my camera. I have managed to try and change them all, and nothing is working. Right now, this is default settings on the camera, so it's something to do with my streaming software. I just haven't figured it out yet. But thank you so much for that. These are actually more of a bright yellow as opposed to an orange. I know they show pretty orange on the screen. If you go over to our Facebook group at !FB in chat, you can see what the quilt actually looks like. It's more bright yellow than orange. All right, let's do number 6. And no, I do not have an Instagram yet. I'm working on it. That's something we're working on. One of the upgrades to the channel this year, as well as a new mic. So I do apologize if I sound like I'm in a tunnel. I use this mic. It's not the greatest. I'll find a different one that I like better. But I use this one because I usually have a fan going, and I don't want you guys to hear that humming and buzzing in the background all the time. So that's why I have the mic. I know it's not the greatest, but I'm still learning. The channel is still really, really new, and I'm still upgrading all of my equipment little by little. So we'll get there. Vicky says it looks orange but pretty. Yes, it does look terribly orange, but it's not orange. It is a really pretty bright yellow, I promise. It's like a yellow daisy pretty. And one of these days I will figure out how to get it to change the colors. My Quilt project says a very nice contrast regardless of the yellow. Yes, I do like the contrast, the yellow and the orange. And the black is really pretty. This particular fabric line, unfortunately, is discontinued. I bought it a couple of years ago. But Timeless Treasures has come out with one that is very similar. So if you're interested in looking at yellow daisy fabric, I would definitely recommend that. I do have a couple of pieces of the fabric line in here because we'd run out of fabric. I didn't buy enough to do the size quilt I was working on. So there are a couple of pieces of that fabric line in here. And the nice thing is that they integrated really, really well. You don't even notice that they're different fabric lines. So I really like that. Marie H says, don't you love the Panasonic iron? Annie, it was one of the best investments I've made for this craft. Yes, Marie, I do. I absolutely love it. I have a full-size one, and I even have a little bitty one like Teresa has. I don't know the name of that one, but it's the little bitty one. I have one of those as well. But especially with this channel, it has been really nice having the cordless iron to be able to just kind of move wherever I need it. And I do like it. I like that it gets really, really hot. Not as hot as my corded one, but that's kind of to be expected. And I didn't pay a lot for this one. I actually bought this one used on eBay because I was not willing to spend the $150 on a new one because I wasn't sure if I was going to like it. But yes, I do very much like it. I would recommend it to anyone that's in this craft, especially when you're doing piecing, because it's super easy to like just kind of leave it wherever you need it, and it doesn't take up a lot of space. So yes, I absolutely love it. Linda, good morning. Well, I guess it's almost afternoon now, but welcome to the channel. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm so glad to see you. Welcome back. My Quilt says, Facebook shows the colors better. Very pretty. Yes, Chloe, it does. Thank you. It does show them much better. My Quilt project says, Marie H. Yep, agree. Panasonic is the best. Linda says, hello, everyone. Marie says, I have a few, but it's definitely so convenient. Yes, absolutely. Like Panasonic is the most convenient for piecing. When I get the whole quilt sewn up, I usually will pull out the corded one. I have a Black & Decker, I think. I'll pull that one out and actually pull out my ironing board, and we'll iron up the whole thing that way. But yes, I do love the Panasonic for piecing for sure. Like I said, I have the little one that Teresa uses, and I did like that one for a while. Oh my God, there are threads everywhere. I did use that one for a while before I got the Panasonic. and I liked it. The only thing I didn't like about it was it's not very stable, at least in the small sewing space that I have here. And this is it. This is all I've got. In the very small sewing space I have, it didn't really sit anywhere very well. Whereas this one, at least I have a better place for it to sit. So I do like this one a little bit better. But I do keep that one. I did keep that one, and I have that one for my traveling machine. So whenever I take classes at my local quilt store, I will use it there. I don't want to make the same mistake I made before, making sure I grab the correct side again. So I'll take that one with me. I've got a little case for it, which is really cute. So I put it in there and use that. Now, of course, my local quilt shop offers irons, but, everybody's always standing in front of them, so I just find it's easier to bring my own when I take their classes. Marie says, does yours have the ceramic plate? Mine does, and stays very hot. No, mine does not have the ceramic plate. Mine is a metal plate. I've heard the ceramic one works really well. I know Becca has the ceramic one, and she said that one gets really, really hot. Mine does get hot. I've just found I think it cools off a little bit faster than the ceramic one does. So I can usually get most of my pieces done before I start to notice a difference. So. Are you live normally on this time slot? Normally I am live at 10:30 a.m. Central Time, and I usually end my stream about 12:30 Central Time. But because we're going to finish this project, this specific stream is going to go longer. So I'm not usually live right now because I've usually ended my stream by now, but I am live usually Sunday mornings. But today we're going to be running until this thing is done. Hopefully that doesn't overlap with Teresa's stream at 2 p.m. Pacific. If it does, then we will absolutely end our stream early, because the last thing I want is for you guys to have to choose between watching me or watching her. So we would end our stream before then, so that you guys can go ahead over there, and I will finish up whatever is left on my own. But hopefully we'll be able to get it all done in this stream. But 10:30 on Sunday mornings is usually when I do my live, unless, of course, like I said, we have a project. This one today started a little late because I had virtual breakfast with my family. Vicky says, I got a tabletop ironing board. Ooh, I bet that's nice. I don't have that kind of space. I have a regular ironing board, I guess that's what you call them, that I have hiding in the closet in my kitchen or in my laundry room that I pull out when I need to. Quilt says, fantastic. Well, I'm hoping that you can join us more. Oh, looks like she's going to check out her thimbles, see how many she's got. I think there's still a little bit of a cool down period for that heist, but probably another minute or two is going to be my guess. I don't have an exact time on it, but you can check on it later. Why do I feel like pieces aren't lining up here? Why am I worried that I did this again? I don't think I did. Did I? No, I did not. It's just the way the blocks are lining up. Okay. None of my pieces are lining up. None of my seams are lining up, and I'm like, uh-oh, what did I do? I guess they just aren't going to line up for whatever reason. That's all right. We'll have to wait and see how this works out. Oh, the heist is working, so get in there. If you want to join, now's the time. ! Heist, space, and then the number of symbols you're willing to risk. Where did my purple thing go? I've managed to lose it. Oh, here it is. ! Heist, and the number of symbols that you're willing to risk. You can only risk the amount of symbols that you have. If you want to risk them all and take the chance, you can type in all instead of a number. But be careful, because you could lose all of your symbols, and then you'll have to start over again. So just keep that in mind. Where am I going to put this? Okay, I'm just going to flip this up here and put it down there. That's where I'm going to put that for right now. So good luck to everyone. I hope you all win, but I have no control over it, so please don't be mad at me if you lose. Good luck to you all. Like none of these blocks are matching up at all. Oh, wait, here's one that's not lining up, I guess. Okay. It's just the way they're lined up. Okay. So the treasure chest thing, the treasure chest notes that you guys are seeing. So Streamlabs is the program that I use for the highest and for streaming. And the default text for the Thimbles program, which is actually a points program, was about pirates and treasure chests, okay? So that ahoy message you're seeing is part of the default messages. I tried to change that this week, but I could not find it. It is like buried somewhere, so I have to keep digging for it. So I'm sorry about that, but it's just fun. Something silly. Like I said, good luck to all of our players. I hope you all win. Those quilts, it's getting too big. it's getting a little big for my space here. That's all right. We'll get it. And then we still have some borders to put on. Hopefully the borders work out the way they're supposed to, but I have a funny feeling they won't. We'll have to wait and see. Marie says, Vicky says, not when you got an iron a full size, not when you've got to iron a full size quilt. Yes, absolutely, Vicky. That's why I have a full size iron and a an ironing board in my laundry room that I use when I have to iron the full size up. Vicky says, true, Vicky, wrangling a full size quilt to iron, not fun without a plug-in. Yep, exactly. And Marie says, and a larger space. Absolutely, absolutely. Maybe one day I will have a larger space to quilt in, but for right now, the space I've got is I'm grateful for. My house is pretty itty bitty, it's pretty little. I don't have a basement. I have a one-car garage, and my husband uses that for his hobby. So I'm sharing space inside my daughter's bedroom, and I have my quilting cabinet. This is a full-size cabinet. It's got you guys probably can't see it, but it's got an upper section here that's just a couple of shelves and some doors that close, and then this machine actually folds up together and slides inside the cabinet and all folds up nice and neat, so nobody even knows. It looks just like a wardrobe, which is something I love, because then that way it's my space, but it's hidden and it doesn't take up a lot of room in our house. Before we redid our kitchen, this was actually sitting in the corner in our kitchen, so I could just unfold it, use it, and then fold it all back. It's really nice. So eventually one day when my kids all move out of the house and are married off or living on their own, whatever they decide to do, I will move into the other bedroom, which is actually a bigger bedroom. My daughter Tony has that room, but she has bunk beds in there. So right now there's no space in there for me, but I will move into that room. That will become my official sewing room someday. But no rush on that. She can take her time. For now, I'm happy with sharing the space with my other daughter. Let's see. Marie says, I also use my steam station to get the wrinkles out of my tops. I clip my quilt to the shower bar and steam away. Works great. Oh, yes. I bet that does work really well. Oh, it looks like our heist finished up here. It says, Vicky, congratulations. You won 75, excuse me, I have hiccups. 75 thimbles. Congratulations to you. It looks like anybody else that was in there has unfortunately lost your thimbles. but that's okay. That's part of the fun of the game, right? And you just hang out in the stream for a little bit longer and you'll earn them back. So no worries. You guys can wait about 5 more minutes and then you can play again. If you're feeling really lucky, you can try the new slot game. It's exclamation point slots, that's plural, and then space, and then the amount of points that you're willing to risk. Be careful with that, though, because unless you get the correct slot combination, you will lose the points you risk, so be careful. That's a new game that just came up. I was kind of hoping it would show up with actual pictures of the pieces, but it didn't, so I'm going to have to mess around with that a little bit more. Right now it just kind of tells you what they are. But, you don't know how something works out until you play with it. So I'm just going to finger press this row up here, and then we'll get to row 7. There are 9 rows total, so we're almost done with the rows. And then we're going to start on the borders. I'm thinking the borders should go fairly quickly. I just hope they line up the way they're supposed to. I'll show you guys what that fabric looks like in just a minute. And I mentioned it before. I'm not sure if you guys were with us this morning when I mentioned it, but this fabric, the fabric that I've bought and the pattern that I bought based on a display that we found, that my daughter Taylor found in a quilt store. Beautiful, cute little quilt store in Louisville, Kentucky when we were there on vacation a few years ago. We stopped in there and she saw it and she came up to me and said, "Mom, can you make this for me?" So I bought the fabric and the pattern and said, "Sure, honey, I'll make it for you." And unfortunately, life got in the way and there were some things that happened, so I wasn't able to get to it right away. So I started working on it on this channel a few weeks back. And one of our subscribers, I had mentioned this story, and one of our subscribers says, "Danny, I think the store you were at was called Among Friends in Louisville, Kentucky." And so I went online and I checked the website for that quilt store to see if I could see any pictures of the store, and sure enough, that was the store that I bought this fabric at. Small world. And then the subscriber was also letting me know that that particular store is closing, which is really sad to hear. I'm always saddened to hear when a store is closing. It's just heartbreaking to hear those things. But the store is having a Facebook Live sale on Monday on Facebook. You do need to follow their channel and register with them, but they said that they're going to be selling all of their displays and whatever fabric pieces they have left for as low as $3 a yard. So if you are a Facebook member, make sure you go and find the Among Friends quilt store in Louisville, Kentucky, and follow them and register, and then watch their Facebook live stream on Monday. And you can purchase some pretty inexpensive fabrics. I'm going to try my darndest to get in on that. It's at 7 p.m. Central Time, so I should be home by then and working on dinner. I'm going to try and pop in there. Everybody's congratulating Vicki on her thimbles win. Yes, congratulations, Vicki, on that. Congrats to you. That's really exciting. I am still finger pressing here. It's being a bit of a pain today. This particular direction does not want to go. And this is it's not a huge deal. I don't necessarily need to do this, but I just like the quilt to lay a little bit more flat when I'm sewing all the pieces up together. I think they sew up a little bit nicer when everything's laying flat. I'm just going to set this up here and grab the next one. Vicki says, "I guess my sister-in-law got a long arm, but I don't think she'll let me play on it." Aw, that's too bad, Vicki. I've yet to learn how to do the long arm. That's something that it's on my bucket list of things to learn how to do at some point in time. I don't know how. Free motion quilting is something I probably could do on my home machine here, but the throat on it is very small. So I usually only do my smaller projects, my table runners, mini quilts, those kinds of things. Those are really the only ones that I'll free motion on this machine. or a quilt as you go. I've done that before too on a t-shirt quilt I was working on. My iron has gone cold on me, so I'm just letting it warm up. In the meantime, I'm going to try and play with something here. See if it'll let me play with it. Turn the focus off. See if that does anything. Congratulations on my cool projects. You've earned 200 thimbles already. That's really exciting. You're on your way. Okay, so I have tried to... Marie says, OMG, did I just hear you say your name is Danny? Why didn't you correct me? I keep saying Annie, sorry. Marie, no worries. Yes, my name is Danny with a D, but that's okay. I have been called worse things, so if you want to continue to call me Annie, you are more than welcome to. I feel it. My mother taught me good manners, and she taught me never to correct people, so I have no problems with that. It was not a problem. It didn't offend me in any way, so I figured eventually you'd figure it out. But no worries. No worries at all. My quilt project's gotta run. If my chore doesn't take too long, I will be back. Great, no problem. Yeah, we'll be here for a little while, at least another hour. I'm thinking. I'm hoping not too much longer than an hour. But yeah, so please feel free to come back. If not, you can always catch us after the stream. The video will go on the channel. You can always check it there later. New videos coming out this week. I think we're going to do clue 4 of our Cotton Cuts So Sweet mystery quilt. So we'll do clue 4, and then we'll do clue 4 of our mini mystery quilt as well. I don't know if we're going to do them the same week. I think we're going to do probably the next week. Marie H., is it short for Danielle? My sister is, and we call her Danny also. No, Marie, it's not Danielle. My real name is actually Danita, D-A-N-I-T-A. So if you see that on Facebook, that's me. My mom met a lady on her honeymoon whose name was Danita. It's a Polish name from what I understand. So she gave me that name. It's very unique. Not many people have it. I've met probably 3 people in my entire life that have that name. But I do love it, but it is hard for some people to pronounce and spell. So over the years, I have changed my name to different nicknames, and Danny has always been one that I've really liked. So that's the one that I use here on this channel. But no, it's not Danielle. It's actually Danita. That's okay. I get that one a lot. A lot of people ask me about Danielle, and there's another one that people ask me about too. I can't remember what it is at the moment, but there's another one. Marie says, "Oh, that's a very pretty name." Oh, thank you, Marie. That's very sweet. I'm sure my mom, if my mom's watching this, I'm sure she'll appreciate that. And I do like my name, but it is very unique. It's not one that you find very often. So over the years, I have gone by other names just because it's been easier for people to pronounce and spell over the years. But like I said, calling me Annie, not a problem. I had no problem with that whatsoever, and so that's the only reason why I didn't correct you. So, like I said, you can call me whatever you want as long as it's a polite name, and just don't call me late for dinner. Vicky says, up here, there are 5 with my name. Wow, 5 with your name. That's really cool. Yeah, I've only ever met 4 people in my entire life so far that have had my name, and only 3 of them were spelled the same way. The 4th one was actually spelled differently. Linda is going to try and start a heist. Looks like she was able to get it started, so good luck to you guys. Linda and Chloe, good luck. Good luck, good luck. My stomach is starting to rumble. Luckily, I brought myself a little snack, so after I'm finished ironing this up, I think I'm going to eat a quick little snack before we keep moving forward. If you haven't already, please feel free. Go get a little snack, get a little drink. Come on back. We'll be here. If you got to, use the facilities, I understand. We will be here. This stream is going to go long, guys. I don't know how long it's going to be, and I appreciate as long as you guys are able to stay with me. If you got to take off and do something else, I understand. Normally, my stream is only 2 hours long. I like to keep them short and sweet if I can. But we're going to finish this thing up today. My goal is to have this off to the long arm this week. So we're going to finish it today. Whether we do that all on the live stream or not, I don't know. That remains to be seen, but it will be finished today. Vicky says, see you later. I got to go. Oh, no problem, Vicky. Thank you for joining us. See you soon. Marie says, well, I love your name and will use it from now on. I wouldn't ever want to offend anyone. Oh, Marie, you did not offend me at all. Not at all. Not at all. But yes, it is Danny. No worries. Danny, Annie, you can call me whatever you want, honey. Whatever you want. It's fine. I have been called worse. Okay. No worries. All right. This one is all sewn up and ready to go, so let's get this one added. But first, I think I'm going to take 5 minutes here, and I have a granola bar up here that I'm going to snack on real quick. I apologize. If you guys want, grab a snack. We're going to snack on this real quick and chat for just a minute. Sorry for the crinkling. My dog's going to go crazy because she's going to hear the crinkling. It's all right, though. She'll be okay. I should probably mute my mic so you guys don't hear me crunching. Let me do that. Actually, what I think I'll do is I'm going to go ahead and flip the screen over to our Be Right Back screen, so then that way you guys can listen to a little bit of music for a couple minutes. I'm going to finish this granola bar, finish drinking some water, and stop and use the restroom real quick, but I will be right back no more than 5 minutes from now, okay, guys? So just hang out for just a couple minutes. If you guys need to, get up, stretch your legs, get a snack real quick, and then come on back here, and I will see you guys again in just a couple minutes, okay? See you soon.
Glad you came looking for me. Bet you wonder who gon' love you when you're feeling alone. When you're calling every number that you save in your phone. It ain't no one picking up and you're stuck with the tone. I will. No, you wonder who gon' love you when you're stuck in a rut. You don't wanna talk to no one, so you lay in the cut. And you trying, but it's never enough. I will. I won't leave you lonely, baby, I'm alright. I know you don't really know me, you gon' have to try to put a little trust in me. It ain't no one that can love like me. Nobody. Love like me. It ain't no one that can love like me. Nobody. Nobody loves like me, body. It ain't no one that can love like me, nobody. I won't leave you lonely, baby, I'm alright. I know you don't really know me, you gon' have to try to put a little trust in me. It ain't no one that can love like me. Nobody. Nobody loves like me. It ain't no one that can love like me. Nobody. Nobody loves like me. Body. It ain't no one that can love like me. Nobody. Yeah, it's been a long time coming. Let's get it. You ready? Hey. So I've been out here for a minute, got me grown now. Always moving around, feel like a stranger in my hometown. You ain't really about it, unless you really been around it. I've been looking for my moment, now I think I finally found it. Oh yeah. Well, things ain't go according to plan, so now I show the world I've been trying to hide. Won't act like I ain't scared to leave, but this right here's my therapy. I went through the dark and now there's light in my eyes. I just changed the way I see it. All I had to do was start believing. I made mistakes, I'm never gonna repeat it. I took a break, but now I'm never leaving. Yeah, I feel like something woke inside. Heartbeat working overtime. Everything was motorized, but now I'm up and more alive. So let my family know I'm fine and it's a new day. Cause there's a whole lot I gotta say. So I'ma tell the world that I'm on the way.
Okay, welcome back. Thanks so much for hanging out there for a minute. I was realizing as I was eating that granola bar that I'm like, my fingers are going to get all dirty and they're going to get all full of chocolate. And then I was going to touch my quilts again. And I'm like, that's probably not a good idea. So that's why I decided, you know what, let's go ahead and just take a break. Go ahead and eat that granola bar, wash my hands again, and then come back. So thank you so much for hanging out and waiting for a minute. I see you guys were chatting up a storm there. Thanks so much for that. We're going to get going on this section here. I'm just trying to make sure I got the right side here. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Looks like, oh, Teresa, welcome back. I missed you there. Welcome back. Thank you so much for coming back. Linda's checking out her symbols. Chloe says, congrats, Vicky. Did Vicky win again? No, I don't see that she won again. I think I missed something there, but congrats to Vicky for whatever it is we're congrating you for. All right, so I'm just making sure I got the right side here. All right, so again, welcome back. I just filled myself up with chocolate, so I'm like, I'm all full of energy again. So let's get this one. This is row 7. This is row 7, 8, and 9. We only have 2 rows left, and then we're going to put the borders on. All right. Marie says, welcome back, Danny. Oh, thank you, Marie. Thank you. Thank you very much. I hope you guys enjoyed the music there for a few minutes. That is the same music that I'm listening to in my ear. I'm sure when the video posts, I'll have to have it cut out because YouTube doesn't like music. It always gives me copyright claims when I post music. So if you're watching this after the stream, after the live, and there was no music, then just know I apologize. The people on the live stream got to enjoy it. All right. If you are just joining us or just watching the live or the video afterwards, we are working on our Yellow Brick Road quilt. We are going to finish it today. That is what is going to happen today. Whether it's all finished on the stream or not remains to be seen. We'll see how long it takes us. Marie says it was lovely. Oh, she must be talking about the music. Thank you, Marie. That's very sweet. Well, it remains to be seen if we'll do it all on the video or not. We'll have to wait and see. Right now we're on row 7 of 9, and then we have some borders to add. I'm hoping to get those borders on the video, but I also don't want to cut into Teresa's live stream either. So we'll keep an eye on our clock here and go from there. I have to do a little bit of math because I'm on the Central Time Zone. She's on Pacific. So I'm not 100% sure what time her stream starts. I think it starts soon. I have to do a little bit of math here. She said 2 p.m. Pacific, so I think that's 3 p.m. our time, but I could be wrong. So if anyone knows, put it in chat for me. I'm looking for Central Time, what 2 p.m. Eastern or 2 p.m. Pacific is, so we can make sure that we catch her stream. I'm going to make sure I'm not. Okay. Looks like you guys are trying to get a heist together again. Good luck to you. Marie says, that's right, Danny. Oh, okay. Thank you, Marie. That's 3 p.m. my time. So I got some time yet. It's about 1:15 my time. My time is Central Time, so we've got some time. And I understand if you guys can't hang out with me the whole time. I appreciate whatever time you are able to hang out with me. So I completely understand if you got to bug out early for a variety of different things. I understand. We have had some great conversations so far. I'm so grateful for all the wonderful conversations we've had. We've been playing this fun game, the heist game. It's been fun. Hopefully everybody wins. I gotta tell you, as this quilt gets bigger and bigger, it becomes more and more difficult for me to sew it back together. It is looking really nice. I am loving these colors together, this fabric. I mean, I have been watching it go together this whole time, and I've been really liking it. But I'm really, really liking it now. And I did change the settings on the camera, but it doesn't appear to have done any good. So sorry about that, guys. I tried. I don't know why the settings don't work out well, but they just don't. But I will post pictures on our Facebook group after the live stream is done so you guys can see what it actually looks like. So make sure you follow us there. Do exclamation point FB in chat to follow us there. You can see what it looks like. The video shows it looking a lot more orange than it really is. It's a lot more yellow, really pretty bright yellow. If you haven't already, make sure you join that heist. They're going to be calling out the winners here in just a second. We also have that slot machine game too. If we do exclamation point slots, that's plural, SLOTS in chat. You can win some more prizes that way, some more symbols that way too, but be careful because you will lose. If you lose the slots, then you will lose whatever you've risked. So be careful with that. And those symbols, you can use those symbols. You can redeem them for right now we have a prize of a fat quarter that would be mailed to you. A random fat quarter would be mailed to you. Eventually, I'll have more prizes up there. I just haven't trying to go through all the pieces I've got. Trying to see what I'm not going to use and what I can give away to other people. And then I'm also looking for, you know, inexpensive notions and things like that online that you guys might enjoy that I can use as prizes as well. We're going to do that too. I have threads everywhere. Marie H says, I switched to my tablet and I can see it better, just a bit orange, but it's beautiful. Oh, thank you, Marie. That's very kind of you. It is very pretty. I am very, very happy with it so far. And I know my daughter is going to love it. She, for whatever reason, she does not watch my channel, and that's okay. That's fine. I don't make my kids do anything. But she's been watching it go together because it's here in her room, so she's been watching it go together. She's getting really excited about it. She picked out the fabric. She picked out the pattern. So she's really excited. I'm slightly concerned about the border. I don't think it's going to go together as well as we were hoping it would, but I think it'll still look okay. I'll show you guys that here just as soon as we finish with these rows. Rows are taking quite a bit of time to put together. We've got 9 rows, and I'm ironing up the rows before we sew them up together just so they kind of lay nice and flat. Although they are pretty flat. I might actually try just sewing the next row up together and seeing what happens. Save us a little bit of time. Because they are laying pretty flat. I kind of store everything pretty flat. So, and I like to pick out all these threads as I come across them, so then that way I'm not trying to catch them all as I'm going. And I think I saw that heist just came through. Let's see. Congratulations, Marie. You just won that heist. Congrats to you. That's really exciting. Unfortunately, everyone else seems to have lost, which, you know, kind of how you play the game. It is random. I do not pick the winners, so please don't be mad at me. So, all right. Almost done. Looks like a couple of my rows are laying a little funky. I'm probably didn't measure something correctly. Marie says, yay, thank you. You're welcome. Seems like no matter how much I try to cut things accurately, I always end up with a little bit extra. And I think that I stretch things a little bit. I think I pull on them a little bit much, and I end up stretching them somehow. So we're not going to iron this one. We're going to see how this goes up together without ironing it. See if we can get it to lay a little bit nicer. See if it'll lay okay without ironing it. Let's see. bunch of threads on my 1/4" presser foot here. I've got one of those 1/4" presser foots that has the little ledge on it because I am terrible about a regular 1/4". So I have one with that's got the little ledge on it. But the only problem with that ledge is it has a tendency to catch all those extra threads that you end up with, you know, when your fabric starts to fray a little bit. It catches all those threads and jams them up. Oops, just pulled it out from underneath. No, that's not what I wanted. I wanted that one. There we go. I hit needle cut or thread cut instead of needle down. Oops, that's right. Okay, let's keep going. Marie says, I think I won because no one else played. That isn't fair. Is it? LOL. Oh, I thought somebody else played. I thought I saw some other people playing. But you know what? You take the win, Marie. Take the win. Whether they played or not, that's their own fault. You take the win. But I do think the game requires at least 2 players in order to win, in order to dish out a prize. So I think somebody else was playing. Oi, this thing is getting big. That's okay. We've only got this row and one more row left, and then we can start on the border. So that's really exciting. Marie says, okay. Yeah, I think I have it set up so that you have to have at least 2 players. So somebody else was playing. Unfortunately, I don't remember who. I mean, I guess I could slide through and see who it was, but. Come on. There we go. I know a lot of people had to bug out because they had other things they needed to do, and I completely understand that. I do appreciate them staying as long as they could and hanging out with us and having some great conversations, talking about how we started this hobby, how much we love it. It's been great. I got up just a few minutes ago to take my quick break. I stretched my arms out because my shoulders are starting to, it never fails when I'm doing the big quilts like this and I'm putting all the pieces together. Those shoulders just get really sore because I am terribly out of shape. Terribly. Maybe if I make more quilts, then I'll get more in shape. Can I use that one as an excuse? Do you think that'll work? That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Right? Okay. There we go. Marie said she's working on a cross stitch, which is a lot of fun. I have I have one of those over by in my living room. I keep it right next to my chair in the living room. And when my husband and I are watching TV, I'll pull that out and work on that while we're watching TV. I've been working on one for a couple of years now. It's a pretty big one. I don't know the exact size, but it's a Cinderella theme. I love Cinderella. She's one of my favorites. I watch her a lot. Marie says, yes, I'll buy it, LOL. Thank you, Marie. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm sure it's not actually a thing, but I'm going to go with it anyway. You know, the more quilts you make, the better you'll be. The more in shape, you know. But yes, I have a cross stitch project that I've been working on for a couple of years. It's a Cinderella theme. It's like it's really pretty. It's Cinderella and Prince Charming outside, and the castles in the background, and it's really pretty. But it's something I've been working on for a long time. Cinderella is one of my favorite princesses. I know I'm a kid at heart. I collect Cinderella themed items. I have a couple of plates and a couple of figurines and things like that. Cinderella is one of my favorites. Maybe one day I'll do a Cinderella quilt. Who knows? I have no idea what that would look like, but maybe one day. Marie says it's a lot of weight to handle making these quilts. Yes, it is, Marie. It is a lot of weight. And I probably don't have the smartest setup, I'm sure, as well with regards to how I'm sitting and how I'm holding things and stuff like that. So when I do these longer days where I'm working on a big project and doing it more than a few hours at a time, I'm sure I should be doing it differently. This chair probably should be down a little lower, or who knows. But yes, they are a lot of work, and that's why I really can't do a lot of full-size quilts on this machine because of the amount of space they take up. But they do take a while to get to the full-size section, so that's good. And I enjoy putting them together, and I really enjoy gifting them to other people. So this one will be for my daughter, so eventually it will be on this bed here. The quilt that you see on the bed now, it's probably really hard for you guys to see it. Yeah, it's really tiny. But it's actually a rag quilt that I made for her out of flannel fabric. That was one of the first quilts I ever made because it was the easiest one to make. It's the easiest one to make. So I made those. I made one for her and one for I made them for all of my daughters, actually. My 2 daughters and my 3 stepdaughters. Everybody got one. They got to pick out their fabric, and then I made them for them. So this one matches her room, so that's why she has it. But the yellow daisy one is one she's always wanted. It really won't match the room, so I don't know if she's going to have it on this bed or if she's going to bring it to school with her. That will be up to her, what she wants to do with it. Marie says, yes, in our small spaces, it's a challenge for sure. Yes, small spaces for sure. Yeah. One day, maybe I will have a bigger space. Who knows? But, you make it work. Where there is a will, there is a way. I am grateful for the space that I have. I am extremely grateful for the cabinet that I have. I was really lucky to have found it at a really reasonable price. I bought it on Facebook Marketplace from a lady that was moving, and she was not going to have the space for it. So I got really lucky. I paid a really inexpensive price for it based on other ads for the same item that I've seen before. And I strongly recommend it for anyone that's in a small space that wants to be able to kind of hide their hobby away a little bit and be able to pull it out when you want it. Marie says, I made rag quilts for my grandchildren when they were little. Now I'm getting big ones made for them. Oh, well, there you go. I've made, like I said, I made the rag quilts for all my kids, and then I also just recently, at the end of last year, made a t-shirt rag quilt, which is something new that I've never done before. But I made that one for a friend of mine. Her mom sent me a bunch of t-shirts, and so I made a rag quilt for her with those. That was fun. I don't know that it was my very first commissioned project. She actually paid me to do that. And while I enjoyed the project, there was a lot of probably undue stress from making a quilt for somebody else that they're paying for, because I feel like there's a set of expectations there, and I felt like I put a lot of pressure on myself to meet those expectations. And to be perfectly honest, she was super sweet. She really didn't have any expectations at all, but I kind of put those upon myself. But so I commend anyone that makes quilts for other people for a living. I think that's amazing, and you have an amazing talent, because I don't like that kind of stress. I would much rather make something and then gift it out, because then that way there are no expectations. So, and even with this one, because this one is being made for my daughter, she knows it's being made for her, but she doesn't really have any expectations for it. She just wants it to look nice, and it will. It will look nice. Okay, so we didn't iron that one, and that actually went up pretty good. So I think I'm just going to add this one here. I'm not going to bother ironing this one. That way we can get going on these borders. We'll get this going. Looks like I got a lot of black fabric up there. What do we got on this side? I don't know if I've mentioned it or not, and if I have, it was probably at the beginning of the stream, but I am going to end up with a lot of extra fabric from this quilt. Some of them I have a couple of extra blocks. I have some extra fabric that I had to buy, and then there's some extra border pieces and stuff. So when this quilt is completely done, we will be giving that extra fabric away as a giveaway when the quilt is completely done. And I think I'm going to do that with all my projects moving forward, that once we're completely done with the project, it's the binding is on, everything is completely done, I will be giving the extra fabric away, and if I've purchased the pattern, I will give the pattern away with it as well. Because I really don't anticipate making the same pattern twice. It's just not really something I usually do, but who knows, we'll see. Marie says, back then there was only 3 grads. Now there's 7 of them and 1 great-grandchildren. Wow, I just have to keep moving on. Moving on them. I love gifting what I make too. Yep. Wow, congratulations, Marie. 7 grandkids and 1 great-grandchild. That is amazing. Congratulations. Marie says, that's such a generous idea for you to do. Oh, well, thank you, Marie. The honest truth is that I probably will not use the scraps for anything. I'm just not a scrap quilter. I'm just not that creative yet. And I would much rather somebody be able to use those pieces than them sit in one of my plastic bins here and just take up space, to be perfectly honest. So after talking with you guys specifically and watching Becca and Teresa, Louise, and all of you guys doing stuff with these scrap pieces, I finally decided that I would much rather pay it forward and give it to someone that's going to be able to do something with it. So yeah, with each new project that we do, that's basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep all the scraps, anything that's over an inch big. I mean, if it's not over an inch, I'm not going to worry about it. But if it's over an inch in width, then I will hang on to it and keep it in a little Ziploc, and then at the end of the project, we'll give it away as a giveaway. Because I feel like that way somebody else can use it. Marie says, thank you. Makes sense. Well, I mean, yeah, and like I said, I would much rather somebody else use the fabric for something, whatever they decide to use it with. I mean, it doesn't matter to me, but I'd much rather they use it for something than it sit in a bin, because that's what my scraps do, is they sit in a bin. And I have gone back to a couple of them a couple times because I've needed extra fabric for a project I was working on and I ran out. But for the most part, I really don't use them. And so I decided that, especially with the price of fabric the way it is now, I just feel like giving it to someone that's going to use it instead of it sitting around collecting dust is probably the better idea. So that's what I have decided to do. Originally, I was going to, I had these grand plans of, making extra blocks with them and then turning them into pot holders and then maybe selling the pot holders to put those funds back into the channel or something like that. And then I might still do that with some things, who knows. But, like I said, I'm a weekend warrior when it comes to quilting, and I really only quilt on the weekends because I don't have a whole lot of time during the week because I have a full-time job and kids, especially right now, that kind of take up a lot of my time during the week. So I don't get a lot of time to do things during the week. So projects like that, those small projects, I just don't have the time to do. So it just seems silly to hang on to them. There are a couple of fabrics that I will hang on to, and I won't be giving those away at all. If you watched one of my videos, you'll know which fabrics those are. I still have a little bit left of that particular fabric, so that one's not going anywhere. But the rest of them, it just seems silly to keep hanging on to them. So expect more giveaways with scrap fabrics and extra patterns that I'm not going to use and notions or stuff like that. And there was a subscriber on the channel that asked me if they could send me some stuff as a trade-in for some of my scraps to use as giveaways on the channel, and I absolutely will take them up on that offer. They're putting together a package for me, so we'll see what that looks like when it comes in. I'm hoping there's some exciting stuff in there for you guys to win. Uh-oh. Yeah. Our bobbin ran out. Luckily, I wasn't too far. So let me switch this out real quick. I knew it was coming close. I knew it was coming close. But we'll be doing another giveaway for sure when we hit 75 subscribers. You know, my way of saying thank you to everyone for sharing the channel and liking it, subscribing. So we'll definitely do that. And then I'm thinking I will probably try to do an actual giveaway on live stream next week. Excuse me, when we work on the Olympia quilt, because I will have some extra fabric from the Olympia quilt. Not a lot. It's just a little bit from the backing. But it'll be something that we might give away actually on the live stream. So that could be fun. Marie says, mine too. So far, I don't want to be overloaded with scraps. I've purchased specific yardage for what I know I'm making, and then I get the So Yeah Basics box so I have more than enough. Marie says, pesky bobbins. LOL. Yes, Marie, pesky bobbins. They're a pain. You know, one of these days, someone said, and I don't know what machine it is, but somebody said there's actually a machine out there where you don't have to use bobbins. You actually just use another roll of thread, and it just kind of winds it in. I need to find that machine. I need to find that machine. So then that way I don't have to wind these stupid bobbins anymore. But it's probably way too expensive of a machine for me to afford. But I would love to be able to check that out. But I'm told that there is a machine out there that does that. I haven't found it yet, but I'm told that it exists. But yes, they are pesky. But yes, I'm with you, Marie. I buy fabric for specific projects. I do have some a bunch of fat quarters that I bought through Cotton Cuts when they were doing their countdown to Christmas last year because I wanted to try it out. It's something I'd never done before. So I have a bunch of fabrics from their bunch of fat quarters. So I will use that for any extra fabrics that I need if they match up. But yeah, I'm with you. I buy enough fabric to make the project that I need, that I'm looking at, and then because I don't really have the space to store anymore. So I'm starting to get overrun by scraps, and as we continue to make more projects on this channel, I will continue to have more scraps. So I'm just trying to make sure that I keep my stress levels down. And, you know, give it to somebody else that can use it and kind of make their day a little bit too. So I am with you. Let's see. We are almost done with the last row, and then we can start on the border. I'm really excited. I will show you guys the border fabric here in just a minute. It is really cool, and I hope it works out the way I'm hoping it does. But, you know, nothing ever works the way you want it to. So it might look a little funny, but my daughter's just going to have to deal with it. However it looks, that's how she's going to have to deal. So I'll show you guys in a minute. Oh, so close, almost at the end. And we are done, at least with the rows anyway. The rows are all put together. Awesome. Yay. All right, so let me just finger press this row up real quick, and then I will show you guys what we've got for going on for the borders. Like I said, I'm hoping it works out the way I'm thinking it will, but we'll have to wait and see. It's going to take a little bit of, it's going to be a little tricky because they are directional. Excuse me. The border fabric is directional, and it's kind of, well, here, I'll show you guys in a minute. Let me get a thread here. Marie says good. Yes, it is good. It's very good. Get this finger pressed up just so it lays flat. I think I hear my dogs barking. I'm not sure. Either the dog's barking and the TV's on. I think my husband might be done with his hobby. I know I've mentioned it before. My husband makes model cars, the little model cars. I have a couple of them in the room here with me, somewhere in here. But he makes a bunch of those. He's super talented at it. They are just gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. I keep telling him he should enter one of those contests that they have every once in a while. But he hasn't found one to enter yet. So, but he does a great job with those. I keep teasing him that one day I'm gonna go in there with a camera and video record him, and put it on the channel. Streamlabs is reminding everyone, if you haven't already, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel and to the video. It does help the channel out tremendously, just the likes do, because any interaction with a video helps the channel. It just basically tells YouTube that, hey, this, people are liking this video. Maybe other people will like this video. So if you do like this video, please make sure you hit that like button. And if you are interested in this content, make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you're on the live stream right now and you subscribe, you'll actually get an extra 100 symbols as my way of saying thank you. Unfortunately, though, I think you do have to be on the live in order to get those. You do have to be in the chat in order to get those 100 symbols. So if you're watching this later on and subscribing, I don't think that you will be able to earn those, but I can always give them to you later on if you let me know about it. All right, so quilt is finished. Well, not finished because we still have to put the border on, but this is the pieces here so far. It's huge. It's really big. All right, so let's work on the border fabric now. Let me show it to you guys. I think I showed it to you at the end of the last video really quickly, but we're going to actually work with it today. So let me show it to you. I've cut up 1, 2, I think I've cut up 5 pieces of it just to be on the safe side. Hopefully we only need 4, but I do have a little bit extra if we need it. Let me show it to you. It's super, super cute. It is like this. It's so cute. It has a double yellow line on this side too, but I cut it the way I did because I want the double yellow line to be right up against the edge here. So hopefully by the time we get the 1/4 inch seam, we'll get hopefully both of the yellows, but at least one of the yellow lines. And then when we do our binding, the binding will cut into this side. So I was trying to maintain that yellow line if I could, but this is what it looks like. It's so cute. So now, like I said, it's directional, so we have to lay it a certain direction. And I'm hoping that these flowers line up okay and it doesn't look too weird in the corners. But we're going to have to wait and see. I think that I'm going to have to sew up a couple of these to do the sides together. So I'm thinking we'll just sew them all up together and then just start cutting them. I think that's probably going to be the best way to go about this. When I do my borders, I don't measure. Everybody says, oh, no, you got to measure first and then you cut your borders. I don't. I should. I probably should, because then these types of situations would probably work out better, but I don't. I just basically sew up all my borders into one long strip, just like I do with my binding. I sew it all up into one long strip, and then I just start sewing, cutting, turning, sewing, cutting, turning. That's kind of just the way I do things. Probably not the right way to do them. In fact, I'm certain it's not the right way to do them, but that's how I do them. So I'm going to go ahead and sew up. Well, let's see how long this is, because I don't really know if I need to sew up two pieces together or not. I think I do. I'm fairly certain I do. But let's see. So we'll just. Marie says, "Oh, I love it. So pretty." Thank you, Marie. Thank you. I can't take credit for it. It was on the sample that my daughter picked out, so we picked it up. No, I'm just hopefully hoping that I have enough fabric, because if you recall, I don't know if you were in the, but turns out I had only bought enough fabric to make a twin size quilt, and I had to buy more fabric. So I'm hoping I bought enough of the binding fabric, but we're gonna find out. I do have enough fabric to cut 2 more strips if I needed. So hopefully I don't, but right now I'm just kind of test fitting this to see if it's going to be long enough to go on one edge. Oh my gosh, it looks like it's going to be long enough. Oh, that is so cool. That might actually work out really well then, because it looks like this is actually going to measure up on the sides. So we're going to do the 2 sides first, and then we'll do the top. Guys, this might work out the way I want it to. I'm getting even more excited. I was really nervous about this, but I think this might actually work. So let's go ahead and sew this side up and see what happens now, because based on a test fit, just a real quick test fit, I think that we're going to have enough fabric. Oh, I am so excited. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited to see this. Okay, let's get this started. Oh, that's going to be, that has been my only anxiety about this entire project has been these borders, because I know how pretty these borders look, and I was really worried they weren't going to look the way we wanted them to. I was really worried, but I think they're going to be okay. Let me just make sure I'm on the right side. I kind of twisted this all around, so yeah, this is the long side. Okay. Oh, I'm getting so excited now. Let's see how this goes. All right, let's see how this goes. Yeah, we still got plenty of time. Marie says check twice so once. Yeah, Marie, I should do that. I really should, but I don't normally. Normally I just sew it up. But this one I'm really worried about it, so I'm hoping that it works out. Ugh, gosh, okay. Wish me luck. Let's go. Here we go. Needle down. I'm gonna do. Okay, so it looks like it's sewing right on that first yellow line, but that's okay. I'm okay with that. Just gonna anchor that real quick, and then we'll get started. My Quilt Project, welcome back. It seems like you got all your stuff done, so thank you for that. Welcome back. I missed your message there that says you're back. I'm sorry. Welcome back. Marie, are you sewing while watching? I think Marie said she was working on a cross stitch at one point. So I don't know that she's working on the same project, but she was working on a cross stitch. But we are finally, you just joined us, we're just starting the border fabric. Super exciting. We've just finished up the rows, and now we're working on the borders. Really excited to keep moving along with this. And I think the border fabric is going to work out the way I want it to. We'll have to wait and see, but based on a dry test fit, it looks like it's going to work. My Quilt Project says, washed my wool mat. We'll be uploading a video on that. Oh, Oh my. Okay, I'm going to have to watch that. I didn't realize you had your own channel. I will definitely make sure to follow your channel after the stream today, and I will be interested in seeing how you do that because mine needs to be washed. So that will be very useful information. Marie says, MQP, I will look for the notifications. Yeah, I will definitely follow your channel right after this to make sure that I can watch that video because I need to clean mine. Mine has some stuff on it that doesn't need to be on there. It's got some stuff on it that probably needs to come off. And since I use spray starch, I know the spray starch goes on the mat too, so I need to wash that off as well. So that will be very helpful. My cool project says, thank you. I'm Dawn, by the way. Well, Dawn, it's nice to meet you. I will try and remember that for next time. I am really excited to check out your channel after this. So I did not realize. I guess I should have based on your username, but I try not to assume things. But yeah, I will definitely check that out. And I will also add a link for your channel as well because I'm trying to do the same thing as Becca does and Teresa does. You know, I want to support all the other local quilters out there too. So I will add a link to your channel in chat so we can promote your channel also. If Lucas is here, I'd ask him to set that up for me, but he is not here. He's my moderator. He's not here today. He has a summer job, so he's probably, I don't know how many of our live chats he's going to be able to make this summer. We'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. Michael Project says, thank you. Well, you're welcome. I mean, we need to support each other. I am a firm believer in paying things forward. That's why I give out my scrap fabrics as giveaways, because I feel like someone else will be better to use them than I do. So that's why I give them away. Because otherwise they will just collect dust in a container somewhere, I'm sure. Which is what they're doing right now. So, but yeah, well, I'll get that set up right away for you. Let's see. Marie says, Dawn, thank you for saying this. I just checked my subscription to you and my notifications was not on. I fixed that. Oh, see, there you go, Marie. Good job. And as a reminder to anyone else that's watching the channel, make sure your notifications are turned on so you're notified when new videos get posted, not just to Dawn's channel, but to mine as well. There's a little bell next to the subscription button. You just click that. That way it notifies you. I post new videos on Thursdays usually. Typically, I try to post them on Thursdays. And then I have live streams on Sunday mornings at 10:30 a.m. Central Time. Today's live stream was a little late because I did a breakfast with my family. I do breakfast the first Sunday of every month. So the first Sunday of every month, our live stream is half an hour later than normal. Just because I need a few extra minutes to get things together before I go live. So, all right, so the dry fit worked out. It looks like we're going to have like a half a daisy at the end here, which, you know what, I'm not super thrilled about that, but it's better than I was thinking it was going to look. So it should be okay. But yeah, Dawn, I will get that all set up for you for the next stream. I would post the link in the chat now, but unfortunately I don't have the time at the moment. I will get it. All right. Oh, guys, this is awesome. So this is how much space I have left. I couldn't have planned that better if I tried. So that's awesome. So I don't have to do this. So let me fold this over, and then I'm going to trim this off. I'm going to have to grab my scissors here. Trim this off. So I was saying earlier, I do borders differently than most. I don't measure first. I know you're supposed to measure, but I just don't, because I don't have the space to measure is really what it comes down to. So basically I sew the strips up together sometimes, or I'll just kind of do it. I strings everywhere. I do a dry fit and to see if they work. And in this case, thank goodness, the dry fit worked out okay. It looks like it's going to fit, so we're just going to use that. So let me grab my scissors real quick. Sorry for all the extra noise. My pretty scissors. Michael says, improve quilting border success. Oh, improv. Yes, improv quilting border success. Yes, that is how I work. That is how I roll. It works for me. It doesn't usually work for most people, but it works for me. And then I just trim it as I go. And then I just fold it back on the edge here. I have a whole video on how I put borders on. Again, I know it's not the right way to do it, but I have a whole video on how I do it. In fact, it was the very first video on this channel, and that quilt, the Step This Way quilt that we did those borders on, has just come back from the, see now this piece